This one is fun. Uh, the rebel, an individual who is non-conformist, challenges norms, and constantly seeks to break the rules.
But there's absolutely loads of them. But in football,
That's
an easy
the hard
That's
one.
why it's
No,
fun.
this is an easy one.
Plenty
This is an
of
easy one.
names.
But the one that springs to mind as soon as you said the first word, what was the first word you read?
Non-conformist.
Rebel, yeah. Paul Gascoigne.
Oh,
Gaza.
Oh, yeah.
Gascoigne.
Absolute
I would have guessed that
lunatic.
from Teddy.
Absolute lunatic. As I say, there's a lot of rebels, unconformists in football. This is an easy answer, really. There could be many, but Gaza was just off the scale, crazy. Sit at the back seat in the coach, just talking to himself, but out loud for everybody to hear. And, you know, he might go 5 minutes without making people laugh, but he'll carry on talking. And then it all will explode because he's so funny. And it was just brilliant.
And then somehow he walks onto the pitch and magic.
Yep. Yeah. Give me the
Absolute
ball.
magic.
I'll take them all on. Yeah. Give me the ball. I'm here to play.
I have to ask you this, Teddy. You mentioned Gaza. Is he the most brilliant rebel you've met in your football career?
He is the most talented footballer I've played alongside in English football. He was unbelievable. And he did his knee in the 91 semi-final, was it? That's bad, I don't know that. In the final, sorry, in the FA Cup final. And he was only probably 85% of the player that he was by the time I played with him in Euro 96. And he was still our best player. So if he hadn't have done his knee, I think he could have gone on to be something very, very special. And we probably would have won the European Championships, and then we would have gone on to the World Cup and been that great. That's how highly I regard him, because all these teams that win European Championships and World Cups, they always have that one beauty, like Messi last year, for Argentina to win. It was just, you know, it was his World Cup kind of, wasn't it? Because he had that aura around him, and he drove his team on, and he came up with something special at the right times, and that was Gaza.
Gascoigne from Teddy. Now over to you, John.
When you say constantly breaking the rules, my first name was El Hadji Diouf.
You know, you played in
Yeah,
Malaysia.
he
by
played
the
in
way.
Malaysia.
Last club of his
Towards the
career.
tail end of
Played
his
here.
career.
He was the first name because he just loved coming late, not following everything. And at some point it's funny, but in the long run it gets frustrating. So I think that made things harder for him because he didn't. He was an unbelievable player when he came, but he was there. But I will also mention Jermaine Pennant, but that's more in a good way because he was really funny. Maybe a little bit like Gasser, you know, he's like always laughing loud, always talking, always, you know, breaking the rules sometimes. But he was more like the fun type of doing it, so we were laughing a lot. But so yeah, I would mention those two in a totally different way, but love. Maybe breaking the rules, but at least stretching them. I would say that.
Pennant is a funny one because one of the last clubs he played for was also a Singaporean team called Tampines Rovers. And I remember being at the stadium watching Tampines against, it was an AFC Cup game against a Malaysian team. And Tampines were losing the game. And Pennant was on the bench just laughing his guts out, making some jokes to his teammates. And everyone was just, hang on a minute, like we're losing.
Sounds like Pennant.
What a guy.
Now that you mentioned Diouf with all the punctuality problem around him, do you think that is tolerated more back then than now? Do you think that?
It wasn't tolerated back then either because, you know, we have, you know, fines because of coming late. You know, it's when you have rules, it's not to have rules. It's about respect for your teammates also because most of us are on time, especially 95% of us. So it's more about that respect part. It's funny sometimes when he tells a story why he's late or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's a team thing. So that was just one of his small issues that we got onto.